What's up guys, back in today with another reaction to Berserk. This time I'll be reacting to volume 28. Just to go over what we covered in the last couple of chapters, we had the Sleeping Awakens and the Sound of the Sea, starting off a new kind of chapters to this arc. We ended off with Charlotte, I don't know if I'd say getting abducted, but getting taken away by Griffith in the Sleeping Princess Awakens. Taken away by Zod. Much to the anger of the Dread Emperor, everyone running away as they just barreled on through. But again, I really love some of these designs from everyone. But yeah, we had this again kind of reminiscent shot of like a fairy tale, again very fitting for this arc so far, but like a flying bed, of course. Flying because Zod's carrying it, but still invokes that kind of imagery in my opinion. But then we had some really awesome stuff with the Sound of the Sea, seeing the travelling party. Had some really lovely scenes with everyone. Yeah, we also did see the extent of Guts' injuries after. But yeah, love this hit right here. Everyone's smiling, having fun. Guts looking a bit skinny, for his usual self anyway. Not sure you'd call anyone else skinny that looked like that. But yeah, loads of funny moments. And yeah, we had Farney's actually asking, Farney, again, I'm not sure I like that nickname that much. We had her asking to actually become a witch, which again, maybe should have saw coming. It's very poetic, isn't it? But yeah, we did. Yeah, well, Serpico going a little crazy right there, looking a bit like Norman Bates. Although I'm not sure we've ever seen Norman Bates look like that. He does, you know what? He does look a little bit like Norman Bates. But yeah, we did end off with Skull Knight with his ominous look from the top of a rock. Ominous look behind him. But yeah, that was the end of volume 27, which was absolutely fantastic yet again. And now we've got volume 28, which we're starting off with an artwork of Guts. I hate that my laptop bloody it lets me choose the brightness, but it doesn't. Not really. It gives you the feeling that you are changing the brightness, but you're just not. Yeah, we see the kind of crazy, frenzied version of Berserk version of Guts in his armor here. Looking very nice, looking like a wolf outside the full moon. So is he going to be going berserk again, is he? And I imagine, as usual, we're going to have a kind of darker image and then a kind of lighter image underneath. Who was that? The hair kind of looks like Slain type hair, but it's definitely not Slain. I don't think it's Casca. Who is this? Not Schierke, because she's got green hair. I got no idea who this is actually. Maybe it's a new character. But as I was saying, it's usually quite a darker image up top, but this doesn't. I mean, it seems kind of dark with the hair. It kind of seems quite horrific, but everything else, I think it's a guy. Strangely, yeah, it doesn't seem too horrific, but maybe that's what makes it. Maybe there's a bit more inside that's dark. And yeah, as expected, a bit of a lighter one below. Interesting. I like the tones of blue, the different tones of blue. This one a bit darker blue here. And then beautiful blue skies. There's Casca and Cedar up front, Barney and Schierke in the middle there, probably talking about some spells or something. And then Serpico and Guts in behind, just travelling. Okay, so let's see what chapters we've got for today. I wonder if we'll have any more of those. No, it doesn't look like it. I was gonna wonder if we. Oh, we do. Is it just the same stuff written down? Do you reckon? What is this? Can't quite tell what's going on there. What logo is that as well? Couple angels holding a trophy or banner or some sort. I think they're the same. Yeah, they're all the same. Okay, so it's all going to be one arc, the Falconia chapters here. And today we'll be doing Proclaimed Omens and The Boy in the Moonlight, which might be a reference to that image that we saw at the start. Familiar's Supernatural Fog, which obviously makes me go back to the Dread Emperor. Supernatural Fog. Sea Beast Makala, The Roar of the Sea. We've already seen quite a few kind of aquatic armor designs, haven't we? But there is, to be fair, with the crocodiles and such, there is some, I'm not sure you call them sea beasts, but kind of aquatic water dwelling beasts already that we're seeing. Superhuman. Jinanin. Navy Yard. City of Humans. And the Kite and the Owl of the Wharf. What the hell's a wharf? I have to Google that one. I've heard that before. There's plenty of places called Wharf in the UK. I'm thinking of London. There's a few places. A level, another one I have to Google. An area which a ship may be moored to load or unload. But yeah, there's plenty of places in the UK with that name, but I've just never thought it meant anything. But yeah, let's get right into Proclaimed Omens. Good one right there. Proclaimed. Hey, let's go back, Schierke. The ocean's kind of creepy at night. I say, eh? Yeah, I've always found, well, I've mentioned before, I've never been the strongest swimmer or anything, but I've always found the ocean quite creepy in general. The dark ocean, the unexplored, some of the creatures that people have found in there, that have come from there. But I wouldn't say it's that creepy in general. Like this view right here looks quite nice whatever time you go to it, honestly. Out for a stroll? It's definitely hard to catch any sleep in this moonlight. Guts. You cannot sleep either? Pretty much. Why must you wear your sword? It will overtax you. Habit. I just can't relax without it. Your wounds might hurt, but even a forced rest would help. Put yourself in our shoes. I don't care much for the night sea. Hey, you listening? Doesn't seem like many people listen to this little elf, honestly. She's always getting ignored. Because she's always saying nasty stuff a lot of the time. Not nasty, but just being a bit kind of snidey and bitchy. When you stare out at it, it gets to feeling like you'll be sucked to the bottom of those pitch black swells. I have never seen the sea before. My mistress spoke of it. She said it leads to the astral world. Beautiful, graceful, ominous and dreadful. A spectacle that touches everyone's heartstrings in such a way. Such a place must be connected to the astral world, she said. Yeah, I can see that. That little shell here. What is that thing? It's like a what do you call them? A mermaid, but like not on the legs, just like on the body and top of the head, strangely. And there is an actual mermaid. Interesting. So I guess that's a merman on the next page. This might be a prelude to what's coming up, so yeah. It's some kind of creature here. Cute little image though, isn't it? All I did at the time was imagine it, but standing at the seaside like this, I understand what she meant for the first time. I'm now in a place I don't recognise. Though it's been but several days since then, it feels like I've come a very long way. It does. It has been, yeah, it really hasn't been too long since we even met the witch, but a whole lot has happened. Both away from the party and with the party in Guts and Co. Quite a lot of progress from Guts, Farnice, Schierke, of course. I've set out upon a journey without return. You're trying too hard, you know. You only distract yourself like that. So cleverly set in your own ways, worrying about everyone but yourself. I would never. If you keep that up now as a kid, you'll be old before your time. I bet you'd know all about that. How do you know? How do you know anything about that? But yeah. I think Guts isn't even that old right now, but he is a bit like an old man in the way he acts and such, in a sense. He is old beyond his years for sure. He's experienced many a thing beyond his years. Enough for a couple of lifetimes of torture and torment. You needn't worry. When, through death, we magic users part with a loved one, it carries a different meaning than for you of the physical world. To us, who live in both worlds, death is not the end, not an end, but an emergence into a new, great existence. It is never. Yeah, that has been mentioned before. That's why I don't feel too bad about the mistress dying. Again, it's not great that she's not physically here with us, but she is out there in the astral world somewhere, isn't she? So it does give us hope that we might actually end up seeing her again or meeting her again in some sense. Schierke. It is never, never cause for sadness. Yet you're crying your little eyes out, girl. That you're crying your little eyes out. And even saying what I just said, you can still understand the sadness, even though, again, she's not fully gone or anything. It is a major end to their relationship in a sense. She's essentially gone. especially for now. But yeah. Oh, oh man, that's really cute, isn't it? And it reminds me a little bit of the Jill stuff where she kind of finds comfort in the darkness with Guts. And still some of my favourite chapters there. I feel relieved in a way. Good. My eyes and nose sting from the sea breeze. I suppose maybe for other reasons as well. Maybe a bit of crying perhaps. To be honest, so do I. All over. You are pushing yourself. Hmm. Hmm. He's having a good time. Ah, look how fast you're growing up. Huh? Hey, Ivalira. Never would have guessed her first one would be an older guy like him. Maybe some kind of father complex. Oh, that's what she thinks going on. No, I see it much more like kind of daughter and father, honestly. How I see it. But I guess he is a lot better than the other two. One's a pushover housemaid, and the other's out of the question. You're not factoring Puck into this. I'm not sure about stuff like that. Obviously, I don't think that's physically possible, but I don't know. I kind of think maybe an elf could fall in love with a human. I don't rule that possibility out. Not sure how they'd end up like doing stuff, but love is love. Oh, and a monkey at that. What are you talking about? Well, I did get kind of confused here. I've said this before about me seeing faces and things. I just kind of saw this as like a face, two eyes and a mouth. But that's our wings over this very worried expression of Schierke. Again, it took me a while to imagine some people at split second knew what was going on there, but like I said, with my kind of seeing faces and things, I was just totally kind of confused for a minute there. The girl's first flowering feelings for this wild older man. Oh, elves. Eee, I'm tickled pink. It's so lovely. Yeah, as I said, I don't think this is actually the case. Maybe it is for Schierke perhaps because little girls and such do usually have crushes on kind of heroic men and such, don't they? But as I said, I see it more as a father daughter type deal, perhaps. Maybe I wouldn't go that far at the minute, but could see it going there. What's going on with that hat? Very strange shape. Awkward shape, you could say. But what is it? Company. Oh, so he was here. You. Still surviving, huh? That's what we should be saying to you. Yeah, he literally says that. I could say the same for you. I could say, like, yeah, that's what we should be saying to you, bro. My man's a skeleton. Could you even call? I mean, it is surviving to an extent, but you could say he's already dead. Oh dear. This person. Who? I've been owing you lots of favours lately. Not like that's new. So for now, anyway. Thanks. So, what brings you here today? I doubt it's to check over my recovery. And you know what, I think Guts, more and more so, of course, as he should be, has been more accepting of Skull Knight, hasn't he? Less foul language and kind of rude language used, especially when meeting. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, stuff like that is just like, it's just kind of casual conversation now, isn't it? In a way. Well, I definitely wouldn't say casual conversation, but it's a more casual way of dealing with him. Don't tell me that your being here means there's an apostle nearby. Zaza. Probably. It means something bad. It always does. There's always some prelude to some bad events. It's never good when Skull Knight's here. I think I said this when he arrived earlier. You know, there's always going to be some badness happening. Colour fades from the eyes. The tongue loses taste. Shivering plagues the fingertips. This guy, man. Colour fades from the eyes. The tongue loses taste. Shivering plagues the fingertips. That one obviously means you're scared. Tongue losing taste and colour fading from the eyes, which means things go dull. You're kind of zombie or something, I don't know. What? How'd you know that? Oh, is this like something that's going on with Guts? It's obviously a black and white manga, so I wouldn't be able to tell any colour fading from any eyes. And obviously I wouldn't be able to tell about any taste either. Oh, you know what? Let's go back for a second. Maybe we could tell someone about some taste. We can feel it. Maybe that's what it is, but maybe the cuts and such in his mouth makes his taste go away. It seems like he could taste it there, but maybe he's just saying it's good. Interesting. Interesting. Fucking Skull Knight. It's an omen. Each time you wear that armor and fight as the Berserker. Light, voice, warmth. You will come to lose many things. So this is just all this is what's going on with Guts. So this is just a prelude, really, as bad as what it is right now. Worse is yet to come of him losing things. Losing himself, sacrificing his parts for others, as he just kind of spoke about to Schierke. Yeah, it's kind of rapidly kind of doing that now. He was always kind of doing that, but it's kind of, this armor helps take on a higher power, but also takes away more from Guts as well. Obviously, got to pay more to get a bigger payoff. Gambling yourself away. But yeah, we do suppose Skull Knight would know this best. Again, look at this guy. You've got to think that the armor has made him look like this. That sounds about nasty enough for a cursed item from our place. Sorry. No. Yeah. Sounds nasty, alright. As always, you talk like you know everything. Thanks for the warning, but sorry. That ain't gonna happen. I'll never lose myself that way again. Next time I'll show you I can handle this thing with temperance. See that he's replaced his little spike. As he says, it will not happen again. What's with you? I won't let that happen. You are the one who helped us at the Kleepot. Sorry. Again, it just sounds like it should be said like that. You are the one who helped us at the Kleepot and the forest of the spirit tree. He is? In that respect, you were most helpful. Don't steal my thunder. Oh, that's Guts. Guts' fault. Don't steal my thunder. Unneeded help. You think, like I said, this little fucker don't know anything. But begging your pardon, just what kind of relationship did you have with my mistress? She claimed the Berserker armor was a very dangerous fetish, and prudently applied a seal to it. Yet she always gazed upon it somewhat longingly. It was very much in the shape of Mr. Skull Knight, wasn't it? I wouldn't be. That's not the case. I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if Skull Knight just left. Didn't answer this. Keeping up the mysteriousness. Is not this suit of armor something once worn by yourself? I can't believe this would be the first time Guts is figuring that out. Although he didn't get too much of a good look at it, to be fair, when he put it on. So actually understandable, to be fair. Actually understandable. Again, for us as an audience, it's a bit more obvious, isn't it? I feel like that's something people don't quite get sometimes. I think I'm quite good at realising when we know about something and the characters don't, but I feel like that's... You usually see some kind of major complaints with movies and such about the characters not knowing or figuring out something when, as an audience, you're told, and they're not. Sometimes you've got to kind of remember that. You are quite shrewd, as I should expect from the dearest student of the Witch of the Spirit Tree Forest. Indeed, that armour is something I once wore, in the distant past, when we lived within the reason of time. Reason of time? That means he's immortal, I imagine. I was quite taken back and what to make of that, but yeah. The reason of time, I imagine, means he has the reason. Time is a kind of thing to him then, and maybe it's not right now. Maybe time is nothing to him now. We were friends, exactly like the two of you now. I've mentioned this a few times about history kind of repeating itself, potentially, and I feel like that it's not like a linear kind of repeating itself, but maybe this one might verge away. I've never thought that this will go exactly the same way as Skull Knight and history has gone to this point, but like I said, I feel like with Guts, it will very much kind of follow it, but kind of scurve away, perhaps. Curve away, should I say? Scurve away. We were friends, exactly like the two of you now. The odd that I always find that weird to say as well. The odd that dwells within their armour is a flame which never dies out. Even once contained, the goals yet smoulder. Given the chance, it would explode into hellfire. Even with an applied talisman, never make light of it. I think that's fair enough, isn't it? I think it's fair enough to never underestimate this armour. We literally saw in the cover artwork that it goes berserk again, so I don't think we'll only ever be seeing it go berserk once. I very much doubt that, actually. If you wish to continue existing as a human, that is. Thanks for the kind words. While you're at it, could you fill me in? Why'd the apostles attack the old lady's mansion? The hawk has but one goal. You should know it better than anyone. But what does she have to do with that? Like, genuinely, what does she have to do with that? There was obviously a kind of risk to it or something. But also, wouldn't Griffith know as an apostle, or as a God Hand member, should I say, when he was Femto, from his time as Femto and such, and now as well, of course, wouldn't he have known that she doesn't really die? She just moves to an upper plane in the astral world or whatever? Is that the reason? Is he wanting to use her as an astral kind of spirit or something? Who knows? We know Skull Knight isn't going to give us a straight answer. But yeah, you've got to think back that Griffith is just this one goal, so everything that he does, every action, does lead to that goal. It's obvious. But how does it help that is the question. He now exists beyond the reason of the physical world. So yeah, that pretty much confirms what I said about Skull Knight and time and him being immortal. Where no one in the mortal realm can threaten him. It would be akin to someone in a story challenging the one who wrote it. It cannot be done. Pretty good analogy right there. That reminds me a little bit of JoJo's Part 3, of course. Oingo Boingo, I think their name was. To stand and confront the hawk, one must also exist outside of the story. Then the reason my mistress was also the... So yeah, I think... Wait. Because of the magic, then? So I guess you can't really challenge him from the astral world, because he is in the actual world. And I forget what they call it. Yeah. So you could challenge him here, but not in the astral world, I guess. Makes sense, makes sense. And the reason my mistress was all the more so as a powerful wielder of magic. Which means that if he finds out about Schierke, she's probably dead as well. He must have considered one witch to be more of an obstacle than a host of 10,000. That's Schierke. Unforgivable. If you continue on with your journey, you'll soon encounter the apostles again. What do you mean? And then, perhaps leading them will be the hawk. Perhaps, eh? You can just say, it will be. Guts. He's coming. Wow, the tone just changed there, didn't it? Again, I'm loving how Guts has been drawn recently. Thump. As the wolf fox spirit thing beats, its heart beats of darkness. Boom. And Guts feels that. So he's a little scared of that, as he should be, as with what we saw with Casca. What happened there, that was released a little bit. Yeah, probably not a good idea with this armor on. I mean, it's not like he can control it, but that might be a bad thing, because he's wearing this armor the whole time. If that does happen, and he's wearing this armor, it's just going to consume him, right? as the as the helmet creeps up from behind, even though it's not even there. Gods! To protect or to pretend? Oh, I like that. To protect or to pretend? To protect or to contend? That's always been the question, hasn't it? Are you going to protect Casca? Are you going to protect the people? Are you going to go attack Griffith and you're going to go get revenge? That was mentioned ages ago, and it's very much held true still to this day, and I imagine throughout the rest of Berserk. To protect or to contend? To protect or revenge? Casca or Griffith? You will continue to query your own soul. It is your fate as a man who stands in the interstice. I mean, he does stand within the world of the normal world and the astral world, but I guess that does fit very well with the whole attack or stay at home almost. Stay at home in the comfort of the world or attack the astral world. However, I offer this hope. You are hope almost incarnate, Skull Knight, honestly. You wouldn't think of it looking at the guy, but he is hope in a way, isn't he? Skull Knight. Elf Helm. We were headed there anyway. The land you seek. The Lord of the Elves who sits there is the king. It is called King Hanafubuku. Hanafubuku. Flower something. Fubuku. Oh yeah, again, we know Fubuki. It's a character from One Punch Man. Fubuku. And it just auto-translates into Fubuki every time. To blow snow violently. Apparently. We know there's multiple meanings to stuff, so it might not exactly mean that. Blow a snowstorm. A snowstorm of flower. I'm not really sure. Well, we'll know when we see the setting and such, but again, might be mistranslating that. Hanafubuku. King Hanafubuku? You know him? I heard that name. Who? King-san? He is the king of the elves, reputed in a legend to have immense power. Reputed in legend to have immense power, and that name is recorded not only in grimoires, but also many poems and stories. As we see a bit of a blizzard right there, with petals. Maybe that's what it is, a bit of a... I think Fubuki does have kind of blizzard-like psychic powers and such, so yeah, I feel like this is... it was kind of on the right tracks there. It said snowstorm, maybe it was more, again, a kind of storm of petals and flowers, as we see right here. That bastard never said a word. I just love how Puck in shots like this really looks like that alien from Toy Story, if you guys remember that. I haven't watched that in so long, but the hat that Logan Paul wears. I think that's probably more known for that nowadays, but that green alien with 3 eyes. Of course, the only thing missing is the 3rd eye. But this head shape really reminds me of that. God, I haven't watched any of those movies in ages. They were classics though as a kid. How careless of me. That the one governing Puck's homeland would be such a high elf. No way. Say it ain't so. That little chestnut's king couldn't be. With his powers at hand. It might be possible for your partner. Say it. Say it, Skull Knight, say it. For the branded girl to regain her mind. Hey, let's go. Let's go. So all that doom and gloom about her never regaining her memories out of the window now. Again, I almost assumed that it wouldn't. What was that? It wouldn't be possible. Some big insect just had a massive shadow on my desk, which, of course, never noticed insect shadows, but it must have been one hell of a big insect. Yeah. Again, it was almost like I was like a 90% she would never get her memories back or anything, but there was always that possibility. I've always said it. There's always the possibility of her getting her memories back. Everyone, of course, wants that to happen. Kind of sick of seeing her like this, of course, because I imagine everyone is. But yeah, this is some great news. But it's a possibility. It's not a certainty. Let's be right about that. Let's not get our hopes up too high right now. But yeah, that is some awesome fucking news, isn't it? There is a possibility to regain her mind. But also, again, I've mentioned this before about how I'm not sure if you want her to, because she'll remember all that happened, but she already kind of does remember all that happened. She does kind of get trauma from that still, even though she doesn't really exactly remember it. She does still kind of feel that same feeling, so maybe it wouldn't be quite as bad as I think it would be when she gets her memory back. You got to imagine that's going to be a big jolt. But yeah, let's read some comments quickly before we get into the next chapter. Imagine this is going to be a hugely popular page right here. Yeah, everyone's loving that. Yeah, this person, the armor was like, "Is that hatred I hear?" As it just pops up from the back, looming. It's like me when I see sweets or chocolate or something. Mm. Yeah, looks like that is a great end to that chapter. Let's get right into the final one for today. The Boy in Moonlight. Is an interesting name. Is that not the person that we saw at the start then? And is this actually Guts this is talking about? Is that true? You have my word. Casca will come back and be Casca again. Great artwork here though again. I love these little shots of Guts' internal thoughts. The images he's seeing. This little bit of a messy, lost look right here. For this well maintained, sleek version. Nostalgic, isn't it? For real? Guts. I don't think it. I'm not sure he wants anything more in the world, does he? I'm not sure he could want anything more in this world. Guts. You're happy now, but you're gonna have to snatch him away. You're already thinking that far, are you? But don't forget that only after you pass through the ordeal that's to befall. And more than anything, there's no guarantee your wish will be her wish. What do you mean by that? It's not like she can have a say in this matter. I mean, that sounds quite bad me saying that, but she can't. It's not like she might reject it, whatever the kind of process is to get that back, but surely it's worth forcing her through that. Surely. Again, it kind of sounds bad to say. Yeah. Wonder if he's actually talking about after she gets her memories back, though. What will her wish and such be then? Like, what will happen then? I have to wait and find out. I can't really think, to be honest. But yeah, he does make a good point either way. Goal Knight. Maybe she's happy being this wandering liability. Oh, that is someone there. Oh, so that is the boy right there. I kind of thought this was like imagery for her walking towards her kind of past self. Maybe it is a little bit. But no, maybe I was right initially when I said that this will cover the boy that we did see at the opening page. He looks a lot like Casca, funnily. Sorry, I will just Google something because it's been so long since we did see the demon fetus. Did he die? I've kind of forgot about him for a long time. Sorry. What happened to him? Oh, he got. I forget. So yeah, he was eaten by the egg. Oh yeah, so he's kind of part of Griffith now. That's what. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was gonna say it's been a while. I know he's still in the story to some extent, but I just kind of wondered what happened to him because we haven't seen him. But yeah, he's part of Griffith, of course. We haven't seen that out of him in a while, though, have we? I think since the start of this arc, where Griffith met Guts and had that kind of thump in his chest. That's something we got to remember. Again, I wouldn't have remembered that. And think back. Yeah, this guy looks like a little Casca. Stood in the ocean. Just standing here naked. Probably very cold. Maybe this is another reason as to why she might not want her memories back. Maybe she's got make some new memories with this kid that might be just as dumb and such as she is, perhaps. We don't really know. We've only just met him, but intriguing. We do know that Casca's nature is nurture, isn't it? Ever since we met her, she nurtured and looked after Guts, kept him warm. That is just her nature. She's a lovely woman. Casca! Fucking small as hell as well. Smaller than I thought, actually. Thought it was maybe waist height, but not even. A super young kid. Very long hair for a really young kid, isn't it? Really? You took her to relieve your... Sorry. Really? You took her to relieve yourself and she walked off? As always, not the quickest horse in the herd. There, Farney. I don't know what to say. Maybe this is a bad idea after all. Being a witch and her babysitter makes for a full plate. But Lady Farnese, at least wear this hood. You will catch a cold. This is so complicated. A little sly little remark there from Macedo, little rat. Where have Guts and the others gone at a time like... There! Cass? Oh. And as I said, it's just in her nature, isn't it? Just in her nature, even as a person with no memories. Just nature. Look at her fucking face. It pisses you off a little bit. Everyone! Is something the matter? Wow. That's... Ow. Who is he? We don't know. Lost, perhaps? All alone out here and naked to boot? Perhaps he was robbed. What is this boy? I sense a mysterious odd. What the? You know why I initially thought of the son? Obviously, because again, the nature of Casca would be to take in this kid as her son, is what I imagined. But I also thought maybe this is a kind of incarnation of him in some manner. Not really sure how that would be possible, and I don't actually think that's the case. That was my initial thought. Yeah, I don't really think that would be possible. Like I said, the fetus is actually within Griffith, so I don't think there's any chance of that. But I don't know why it just reminded me of it a little bit. Obviously, both very young boys. Yeah, I don't know. A mysterious odd is interesting, isn't it? Hmm. Strange. And yeah, she's already super defensive. Just over a look from Guts. This horrible look at her face. As I said, I feel like this is going to make it even harder if she wants to get her memories back. I don't know. Complicated. As Serpico said earlier about his Farney situation. Complicated. Anyway, let us return to the cabin. The child will freeze out here. There is good news you should all hear. Good news? Is something wrong? No. Must be my imagination. Oh, I doubt that. When this happens, you know there's always someone there. Something. Maybe this is a planted child, like Griffith or something. Fuck knows. Maybe it's a demon. Maybe it's a demon. Who was that then? Who was it? Was it Skull Knight leaving perhaps? Just watching over before he left? What's this? This is something, right? That's no rock right there. Like a cape. Probably Skull Knight leaving. Casca might be able to... For real? Yes. King Hanafubuki. It's got to be it's not like that's a tough thing to say, but it's just a long thing to say. It's going to be a long one every time that's mentioned. King Hanafubuku, should I say? Sorry, not Fubuki. Again, the only ever time I've ever heard something like that is One Punch Man, so might say that a few times. Apologies. King Hanafubuku is said in legend to be the great elf king. I think there is little doubt. Legend? Yeah, how come Puck didn't know about this? That king where you're from's amazing. You smart Alec. Not sure what that means. Smart Alec. Little chestnut head. Why'd you keep quiet? A show off like you. Good question. Or was it Alec? A stupid person. Never heard that one. You smart, stupid person, little chestnut head. Staying quiet. This is wonderful news, Guts. He must not have known. I don't think he did, from the looks of him. Cedra's cheating on your puck. Whoa, wee. Look at the hair, like even, like I said, they look so alike. There's a planted kid right here. The fact that he's got strange, odd, really just makes me very suspicious. There's no guarantee that your wish will be her wish. Again, got our hopes up so much, and that is just gonna stick. It's just gonna be what sticks with us, isn't it? Your wish and her wish. Guts? Yeah. Still, yeah, I think they're expecting him to be a bit more happy. Still, she's acting like she's Farney. Woo woo. They certainly have grown attached. What's your name? Where'd you come from? What a change in attitude. Weird kid. Let's check around local villages tomorrow. He snuggles up to Casca. I think you could very much imagine just a normal kid being scared of Guts. But maybe there's something a little bit different about this one. As he stares at him, swiftly turns his head. Doesn't look all too scared, does he? Maybe that's more of an interest than scared. Maybe this is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the horror movie Orphan. I think there was a remake, not a remake, a sequel come out a couple of years ago, which I find quite crazy, with the same actor. But that's about a kid that was adopted that is not actually a kid. It's a middle-aged woman. Maybe that's what's going on here. Something of the like. Who knows? Again, there's something sus going on here, isn't there? There is something suspect going on here. As he looks again. Turns again. This time looks even disinterested. Again, no hint of scaredness or anything, in my opinion. Guts is thoroughly confused. What's that all about? Good question. As I said, maybe this kid is a little mercenary demon. Now he's even playing with him. Again, my initial suspect as a kid, for a kid, would be that they'd be absolutely terrified of this guy. Hey. What on earth? What? Or maybe he's attacking him because he recognises Casca's disdain for him, perhaps. Jumps on his back. Maybe your armour fascinates him. No sweat. Sorry. Don't just watch, do something. That's absolutely struggling right here with a baby. And yeah, the feats this guy's accomplished. It just goes to show it's a whole different task right here. No sweat. It don't wear out anyway. Hey, come on. It looks like he's going for the brand here, right? That's some spiky armor he's on right there, though. Better be careful. Casca, terrified, of course. Latches onto his face. Oh! Whoa! Wait a minute! Ow! As we almost dropped him on the fucking knives. And yeah, I saw a glimpse of this. This is really some like fan service stuff right here, isn't it? Of Casca and Guts's a human baby from them. Some major like fan service right here. Which again just makes me think that this kid is evil. I don't know. Again, I just get bad vibes. Maybe I shouldn't. There's nothing that's really been shown about this kid or anything that should give you like bad vibes or anything. But I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's like family, sorta. You know? Gay. He snatched him away. Hey, Schierke, do something. Get in there. Take what's yours. Love's a battlefield. Is that a reference to Nana? I mean, I imagine these are pretty, a hat's all distorted again. I imagine these are pretty generic lines in love stories and such, but I feel like I literally heard almost the exact same sentences from Nana Rosaki to Nana Komatsu when Shoji was revealed to be cheating on her. It was almost like the exact same sentence. I'm not sure if this came out after that, probably. Pretty cool if that is a little reference there. Again? Battlefield? Crush. But yeah, her hat's gone all fuzzy again. Weird alien-like. Like Farney's reading up on some magic texts. You better hope elves don't fart or anything, because dude is getting pink eye if he farts. Yeah, there's her actual baby. And I really like how these are drawn from like the head of Guts and then the inside being like this. Really cool style, isn't it? Yeah, there's her actual real baby. The demon fetus. The last I caught sight of him was at the Tower of Conviction. It was just for an instant. I'm sure it was him. He must still be wandering around, alone somewhere in the night. Just like Guts, I'm kind of... I feel so bad about how I treated this kid. I mean, I didn't do anything to him or anything, but I like... Just like as with this kid, I was initially kind of anxious and suspicious of this. So maybe it's a similar case here. Maybe I'm suspicious for nothing. Maybe I'm a bit harsh on him for no reason. But yeah, it's like Guts, perhaps grown feelings for the demon fetus. As we see a croc lurking in the water. Okay, good couple chapters today. Again, lots of hope given in these chapters. Yeah, some really intriguing events. This kid, of course, being of major interest right here. I'd be interested to see just what relevance he has. Is he just relevant to Casca? Is he just relevant for her choice and getting her memories back and for her to look after and adopt in place of her actual baby? And what is he doing here? Where'd he come from? Was he planted? Skull Knight didn't say a word about him or anything. Maybe he's got no significance. Yeah, interesting. Again, lots of information given by Skull Knight, which was nice in the first chapter. But let's quickly read some comments before we finish off for the day. What's this person on about? Someone at the top here says that ugly baby transformed. Again, I mentioned earlier that baby is now a part of Griffith, so that's not him. Yeah, this person makes a good point. There's no guarantee that your wish will be her wish. Gave us a ton of hope and then takes it back almost instantly. Because as you know, with this universe, anything that can go wrong usually will go wrong. So, yeah. Why are people saying this? That kid is Guts and Casca's child, probably changed to the form it would have looked like if it wasn't corrupted by Griffith. It's not true, is it? That kid is Guts and Casca's kid. It does kind of look like it would be Casca's kid, as I said, with the hair. Probably changed to the form it would have looked like if it wasn't corrupted by Griffith. And you can imagine it looking like Guts and Casca's kid for sure. But as I said, her actual kid is within Griffith right now. What would this be born of? How would this have been born? How would this have come about? Would Griffith have made it a thing? I did mention, did Griffith set this little baby here as a deterrent to some kind of hidden bomb of sorts? Some kind of Trojan horse of sorts. Would he have done this? Why would he have done this? How would this help him? I don't think it would. I don't know if I agree with that. But it seems like a pretty popular theory in the comment section that this is Guts and Casca's kid. But that's just, again, it's just not the case, is it? If it is, then interested to see why. Yeah, much more with this person. Let me guess. That kid is a demon. I'm much more on that line of thought. Yeah, that is the end of the chapters for today. Some really good chapters here. Like I said, I think especially this first one here was awesome, wasn't it? Again, loads of answers from Skull Knight, exploring loads of things, and again, giving us hope, but also taking it away a little bit. Taking it away a little bit in the second half. Again, love these reactions here and such. Yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about these first couple chapters down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions. I should be back. I think I'll be uploading this on Monday, so I should be back on Wednesday with the chapters Familiars and Supernatural Fog. So yeah, see you guys then, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.